Everybody, this is Cheryl.
And I'm Valerie.
And we are the
Ministry Media Mavens.
We are so glad that you continue to come back. That means that you are being blessed and helped by the tips, tools, and strategies that we're presenting to help small churches shine online. And so for this week's episode, we decided to do something different. What are we doing today?
Today we are going to do tutorials. We know that we've talked about, the different techniques and the different programs that you can use, but that does us no good if we don't show you how to use those things. So today we're going to actually walk you through a tutorial.
And today's tutorial is Switcher Studio. You've been talking about wanting to put lower thirds on your broadcast when you go live. And so Switcher Studio is a third-party app that allows you to do that. So I'm going to take you behind the scenes and do a step-by-step process that walks you through how to set up an account, how to connect it to your Facebook, how to actually know what you're looking at when you see the dashboard in Switcher Studio, and how to actually add a lower third. So we're so excited. So stay with us and we'll be back next. But before you do that, what do we want them to do?
Like,
comment,
subscribe.
Like,
comment,
subscribe, so that you can continue to get this information. And be sure also to click the bell so that you'll be notified when a new video from us drops.
Yes.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Hey everybody, this is Cheryl. So what we're going to do is to talk about the 4 things that you need to actually use Switcher for your church service, to broadcast live using Switcher Studio. Now, if you remember, Switcher Studio is the paid version of Switcher. There's Switcher Go, which is the free version, and then there's Switcher Studio, which is the paid version. Now you can go to switcherstudio.com and get a free 14-day trial. And this is something I would recommend for all churches to do if you're looking to use a third-party app to stream your live services to Facebook and to YouTube. This would be a great way to try it out before you buy it, to see if it's something that you like. And also remember, Switcher can only work on iOS devices, so it has to be either an iPad or an iPhone. Go to switcherstudio.com and select the free trial. Select the free trial. The second thing you'll need to do is you'll need to download the app to your phone or to your iPad, whichever one you're going to use. And so I'm going to click on the app so that we can open up Switcher and see what it looks like. This is the actual screen that you will see once you download Switcher. What it's going to do, you'll see it on my screen. It says use as a switcher or share this device. What yours will say initially is it will ask you to log in. So you'll use the email address that you signed up with and the password that you created. So that's what you'll see as the first option for that screen. And then as you continue to come back to Switcher, this is what you'll see. Know that when you're using Switcher Studio as a trial, the Switcher Studio icon is going to show on your broadcast. They're going to keep their branding on your broadcast until you move into the paid version, and then you can put your own church's logo. So I'm just going to click on where it says use as switcher, and it's going to open up what they call the Switcher dashboard, And so that's what you'll see. And so you'll see me. I have to back up a little bit so you can see me. What you'll see is the camera that you have attached to Switcher. And I have my iPad, and so it's recording me. But what you'll also see, if you look at the left-hand side, it's called the sources. The sources side gives you an eye view as to what you're going to bring into your live. It gives you an option as to what you want to bring into the live broadcast. And so on the right-hand side, you'll see outputs. So you'll see a larger screen of me. That larger screen of me is going to let you know what your audience is seeing. The left side where it says sources tells you what is available to bring onto the live for your audience to see. The right hand side is going to show you that screen, what they will actually see. you will pick from the sources what you want to move into the live frame. So just trying to give you a bird's eye view of what you see here. Then under outputs, it's going to give you a list of places that Switcher Studio can go live on. And you'll see it says Facebook, it says YouTube, it says LinkedIn Live, Twitch, which is a gaming system, and then it says custom RTMP. Custom RTMP means if you want to go live to your website or to another source. So that's what you'll see, bird's eye view. And so when we talk about actually going live, and we're going to actually do a broadcast and we're going to go live, which is what Switcher allows you to do so that you can test it to make sure that it is what you want to see before you actually go live. And I absolutely love that. And so we're going to do that. So we've number one, we've told you where you can go to actually create a Switcher account, and then told you how to download that to your iPad or iPhone, what it looks like once you launch the app, and this is what it looks like when you launch the app, and the elements that are on your screen that you're going to work with, sources and output. Those are the major things, sources and output. And so you'll see in the upper right corner, there is a red button. That is your go live button. So we're just going to go ahead and select that and don't be afraid to select the button because it's going to ask you where you want to go live first. So, and you'll see that the first line says broadcasting Facebook private live stream. So I've already selected that we're going to do a private Facebook live stream. We're not going to go live for the world to see. We're just going to give a brief tutorial so you can know how to do this. And I would really highly suggest that the first time you use Switcher is to do a private test stream. And so we're going to select that. And so you'll see the blue check mark by Facebook private test stream. So that tells us where we're actually going to push this broadcast to. And so now we will select the go live button. And so what you'll see, mine is already set up, but what you'll see is it'll bring a dialog box. And that dialog box is going to ask you, where do you want to go live to? And it's going to ask you to connect your Facebook and your Switcher together. And it's going to ask a whole lot of questions. And I want to go ahead and prepare you. The questions it's going to ask you is, do you give Switcher permission to access your profile, to access any Facebook groups that you have, to access your Facebook page? And if you want to use Switcher, then you'll have to accept all of those permissions. And all it's saying is that when you do what I'm doing now and say, let's stream, let's go live, you will have the permission, or you're giving Switcher permission to do that. You can't use a third-party app without getting permission from the individual that holds the Facebook account, whether it's a church or whether it's an individual. You have to give Switcher permission to access your Facebook page, to access your Facebook group, to access your Facebook profile. So I want you to know that you have to give permission. And don't be alarmed when you see that. It's just saying we are going to use a third-party source to access Facebook. So don't get scared when you see that. And so actually on my private stream, I am live right now. And if you want to check it, I should have brought my phone. If you want to check it while you're doing it, I would highly recommend having a second device with you when you do your test, so that when you go live to that private stream, because it's only going to show to you, the person who owns that account, you want to be able to say, hey, okay, I see what it's going to look like to other people. As you look at my screen, there are 3 different boxes on the left side where it says sources. You'll see the source with me in it. The camera has a red outline around it. Whatever is live is going to be outlined in red, and that is going to be what your members see, what your participants see. And if you want to bring something else online, all you have to do is touch it. So if you see the box that's next to the camera, it says welcome to the show. And that is a graphic. If I want to add that graphic to my Facebook Live, I simply touch it. Voila. Did you see how it showed up? So now you see that there are two red boxes. The red box with me and my camera, and then the red box with the welcome to the show. And so that is what your audience is going to see. Anytime you want to take a source off of your live broadcast, you simply touch it. So we will touch welcome to the show and see how it comes off of that, and the red outline disappears. So that's how you can bring items into the live broadcast. So when you see people saying, "We are so glad to have you in our service this morning," touch the icon, "Welcome to our church." And then it's there. "We are so glad you're here." Touch it again, and it moves off. And see how that adds to the visual impact for the people that may be watching you. So that's how you add. And that element is going to come standard with Switcher Studio, that welcome to the show, and you can change what that says. But now I want to talk about adding lower thirds. I know from my inboxes and the questions that I've been getting, everybody wants lower thirds. We want to have our pastor's name up there. We want to have scriptural references up there. How do I do that? Like, let's look at this wonderful lower third I already created. And it says, Ministry Media Mavens, and it has my name on it. And see how the graphic was animated as it came in. This is a standard animated lower third that's already within Switcher Studio that you can just customize to be whatever you want it to be. And so when I click it again, touch it again, it animates off. But I know you're saying, well, how do I do that? So I'm going to show you how to add sources. What you'll see in the bottom of the left screen, there is this blue button with a plus in it. Anytime you want to add sources, you click the blue button. So let's add a source. So we click that button, and what you'll see that came up on the screen, they're called assets. Things that you add into your live broadcast are called assets. And you'll see the kinds of things that you can add. You can add photos, you can add pre-recorded video, you can add text and graphics, you can add logos, you can add inputs. And inputs means you can add other cameras. And when I say other cameras, you can use other iPads, you can use other iPhones to give you different camera angles. I know you've seen some ministries where the pastor will be preaching and he'll be looking straight at the camera, and then there's another angle that will show him at the side. They're using multi angles, so they're using different iPhones. So if you are a pastor and you have 5 people in your church with iPhones, you can have 5 different camera angles when you go live using Switcher Studio. All you have to do is connect them to your Wi-Fi, and you can switch out. You can bring all those devices as a source and then switch them out to get different camera angles. Switcher Studio allows you to be able to do that. So, but let's do this. Let's add text and graphics. So we're going to click on this button, text and graphics, and then you'll see the kinds of text and graphics. You can add titles. So if you want to do sermon titles, you can add that. Lower thirds, the one I just added, the small lower third that says Ministry Media Mavens. You can add social overlays, donation overlays, broadcast. The logos they call them corner bugs. You can put the logo anywhere you want to on the screen. So let's add, let's say, a lower third. So we're going to click on lower thirds and look at the options that you have. Different options to actually add those lower thirds. So the lower third can look like whatever you want it to. So let's just pick one, and then we're going to customize it. And so let's pick the second one here, since I've used the first one. And so when you touch that one, it brings it up, and you'll see title, subtitle, title size, subtitle size, and title font. You can customize everything about this lower third. And so let's click on title. And so here it gives us the option to actually adjust what this says. And so let's delete the Junior League playoff, and we're going to say, let's name this a church. We're just going to call it let's say Church of God by Faith. We're going to type this into our title. So as you see, as I was typing that, the title actually changed. And so I'm going to move my keyboard so you can see that. So Church of God by Faith. Of course, now the subtitle says Atlanta versus Nashville, but let's change the subtitle. Let's say Bishop was doing a live, and so we want to put his name there. And so we're take this off the screen, and we're going to put say Bishop McKnight, or whatever the bishop is of your church, your organization, overseer, prophet, pastor, teacher, whatever you want to put, you can add that right there. And so you see it changes there. And next to title size and subtitle size, you'll see a sliding scale where you can change the size of it. So if I just touch that and move it, see how it just changes. So you are in control of the size of the title, the size of the subtitle. And let's say we don't like that font, we want a different font. If we click on title font, it brings up a list of fonts that we can actually use. So let's say we'll change that to, let's say we wanted a fancier font, so we decided to do Bodani. We're going to use that for our, and see how that changes what Church of God by Faith looks like. Let's say we want to change the subtitle font. Let's pull up another font. We're just going to pick something. We want that one to be a little bold, so we'll change that. And so you'll see that changes that font. And if you want to see what the animation looks like before you add that, there is the play button right next to the word done. All you have to do is click on that button, and you can see what that animation is going to look like. I'll click it again so you can see it again. That's what it's going to look like when it comes in. So if we click done, it's going to bring that. Now you'll see that on the sources side, we just created a lower third. And so if I want to add that into my broadcast, I just click on that, and that's what you see. It will come up and it'll give you that lower third. And if I want to take it off, I click on it again and it animates off. If you're on here and you want to let people know about, maybe you're on more than Facebook, maybe you're on YouTube, you can do the same thing. You can click the blue button, and we're going to click text and graphics again. And now we're going to go to social overlays. I want to let them know that I'm also on YouTube. And so I can click the YouTube red button, the third down. And this is what that graphic looks like, username. So if I click done, I'm not going to customize it, but this is what it'll look like. It'll tell her, follow us also on YouTube if you're talking. And then there it is, follow us on YouTube. And then you can pull it back off. That's how you do that. So let's say we want to change how we go from scenes to scenes, or maybe we want to bring something else on camera. You can do that through what they call multi-views. So you click on it again and you click multi-views. And so let's say we want to do a dashboard multi-view. You'll see A and B, and it'll allow you to bring in two different sources. And so what I probably should have done before now is bring in, I'm going to go through my photos and find a photo to add. Let's say we're going to bring in the story. So we're bringing in this graphic. So we're hitting multi-view. So multi-view is saying, what else do you want to bring? What's going to be channel A? I'm going to click the camera for channel A, and I'm going to click the story for channel B. And that's how you get a multi-view. You can actually click on something else and you can bring the other one to the front. Voila. We can click that again and see how it swipes out. There's just so much stuff you can do. Click multi-view again. We're going to select channel A again, and channel B is what I'm going to do this one as. And it can switch it up. There's so many opportunities, so many things that you can do. So I hope you've enjoyed this brief tutorial on Switcher. I know I only gave you the basics of the things that you can do. So I want you just to get it, to download it, and to play with it, and to see all of the things that you can do. So we hope that you have enjoyed this brief basic tutorial of Switcher Studio and all the things that you can do to enhance your services as you go live. We will continue to do tutorials on some of the other software. We talked about StreamYard, we talked about Ecamm Live. We're going to be doing tutorials on that as well. And if there is a tutorial that you want to see done as well, because we'll even also talk about simulated lives going through Facebook, what that looks like and how you actually set that up. If you have other things that you would like for us to learn and for us to share through this platform, please let us know. We'd be more than happy to do it. Remember to share, share, so that you can be a blessing to someone else that may need it. And we're back. We really hope that that helped. Don't we?
We do. We hope that this tutorial has blessed you, that we have been able to give you some insight on how to work Switcher, and we hope that you'll be able to use it and that it is going to bless you in your ministry. And we also ask that you maybe teach someone else how to use Switcher and learn, and you can refer them back to us, or you can teach them yourselves on how to use Switcher.
Yes, because it's no good knowing the sources that you can use and not being able to have somebody walk you step by step through the process. And if this has been helpful to you, we're asking you, like Valerie said, to share it with somebody that needs help too. And if you want to get more tutorials like this, let us know in the comments the kinds of things that you want to learn, and we'll make sure to do those kinds of videos as well. And as we leave here, have you liked,
subscribed,
or commented yet? And if not, we're asking you to do that now so that we can continue to build this community. Any parting words?
We like to have you here, and we thank you for supporting us. We really appreciate you. And we ask that you do one other thing for us. Pray for us that God would give us the wisdom so that we can continue to be a blessing for you.
Yes. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.